Would you like to win and achieve success at what you do? Welcome to the Winner's Ways podcast, where we create winners every day. And now, your host, the author of Winner's Ways book and life coach, Bola Alabi.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Winner's Ways podcast. I'm your host, Bola Alabi. This is episode 33 of the Winner's Ways podcast, and on today's show, we'll be discussing how to answer interview questions. As a career coach, I know by now you know I love talking about career and how to help people to maximize their career and grow in their career so that they enjoy what they do and they attain maximum productivity. So as a coach, I've had a couple of people come to me to ask for guidance on how best to prepare for interviews. Typically, I'll sit with them or hold a phone conference, talk to them to guide them through the process, and we'll go through a series of mock or typical interview questions, and I'll provide ideas on how best to answer those questions. I enjoy doing this a lot, and I'm always thrilled whenever any of my students went on to get a job. So when you are preparing for a job interview, it's always good to be prepared for all possible interview questions that you may get from the recruiter or the hiring manager, as the case may be. I must tell you this, it costs a lot of money for companies to find and hire the right talent. So when you are able to get in the front of the recruiter, you are already ahead of many other people that were not called for the interview. And that means you stand a chance of landing the job. Now, your own job, your own duty is to close the deal and let the interviewer know that you are the best candidate for the job. So this is new because I'm introducing a new series that I call Interview Preparation Tips, where I will talk and share my ideas about how to respond to interview questions. I'm doing this to help my audience prepare and pass their interview. And today I'll be addressing the popular question, where do you see yourself in future? The interviewer may ask you this question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What will be your response? This is one of the most popular questions that interviewers ask during the interview process. And for this particular question, the hiring manager is looking for commitment. He or she wants to see if you are someone that will stay and grow with the company. The truth is that none of us have any crystal ball to determine where we will be tomorrow, not to talk about where we'll be 5 years from now. Still, the recruiter or the hiring manager want to be sure that you are not just transitioning through their company. That is, you are not just using their company as a stepping stone to get to where you want to be. They don't want you to come in today and you are immediately looking to get out once you have the next better opportunity. So how should you answer the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I want you to do two things. The first thing is that I want you to let the company know that you plan to stay with them. And the second is that I want you to also let the company know that you plan to grow with them. So how do you do this? How do you close this deal? How do you effectively convince the hiring manager that you are the guy for that job? So quick tips. You should have a knowledge of the company. You should research the company. You should know the company policy. You should do your research. That's the first step. If you are not going to spend any time to research the company that you are applying to, why are you even submitting your application to that company? You must love that company. You must want to work with that company. Working your career is not only about making money. It's also about doing what you enjoy. It's also about thriving in that organization. So you should have a knowledge of the company, and much more than that, you should, for that particular role, you should have the knowledge of the possible career path that you can follow in the company. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you are interviewing for an entry-level field engineering position. And based on your research, you know that you can become a senior engineer within 5 years. That's good, right? So when you are responding to that hiring manager, you can say, in 5 years, I want to continue to contribute my quota in this fantastic company, and I'm hoping to grow in my career so that I'll become a senior engineer within the next 5 years. My friend, what you just did is that you let the hiring manager know that you intend to contribute to that company and you intend to grow with that company. And that is the way to close that deal. Don't just respond with the usual answer that, oh, you want to continue to work for the company. Let them know that you plan to grow with the company as well. And let them know that you will deliver results for the company in order to earn that growth. That is impressive. So, for example, if a company is going to pay you a salary of $50,000 per year, the company in turn is expecting that you will help them to make $300,000 per year, at least. It's a give and take scenario. You must be able to justify your salary. You cannot be earning $50,000 and only deliver like maybe a $30,000 value to your company. That is not going to work. So today, you've learned how to respond to the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You are going to respond by saying you plan to stay with the company and you want to grow with the company, and you are going to contribute your impact to the company. And that is the way to answer that question. You show aspiration and results. I hope I've been able to serve you today. You know what I do on Winners Ways. I work to help you achieve your goals, and I want you to be successful in your career. Till next time again, now go win.
This episode of Winners Ways podcast has come to a close. We hope you enjoy and learn something from today's show. We want you to win and excel in all areas of your life, and we regularly explore and share information with our listeners to empower them to win. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more tips and strategies to help you find the success that you've always dreamt of. And don't forget to rate and review so that we can continue to bring you more podcast episodes to empower you. We will love to have you again next week. Now, keep winning.